Hello, fire signs. Welcome. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction, and this is a reading for mid-July. Okay? So this is a collective fire sign reading. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. And this is just going to be kind of checking out the last few weeks of July. July was a big month. Mercury just came out of retrograde and is going direct. Hallelujah. So I mean, we're still kind of in the shadow period, so you still could be feeling some lingering stuff from Mercury, and there's still a lot of other planets in retrograde. There's, we just finished out our trio of lunar eclipses. Like, there's still a lot going on, fire signs, okay? So this is kind of what we're just addressing in the last few weeks. So I have actually already pulled oracle cards and halfway through my tarot cards because I was already 20 minutes into a reading for you, and then I had phone complications. So I thought, you know what, I'm not piecing two videos together for you guys. I'm sick and tired of doing that. So I didn't put cards back in, but I'm starting from the beginning because that's just the way we're going to go with this. So some housekeeping. I'm outside. If we get interrupted, I do apologize. I also cuss sometimes, so there's your warning, and let's get into this. So I pulled energy oracle cards first, and the first question that I asked was, what do we have to look forward to in the last couple of weeks of July? And the energy oracle cards that you guys pulled was the Magician in the Mirror and the Sun. Okay? And I loved these energies because what you have to look forward to is the fact that the power is in your hands. Okay, that is what the Magician in the Mirror is talking about. It's the balance of the power within the hands, the balance between the spiritual understanding and the actions in your world, the water and the fire of your world, the mirror, the future. It's still blurry, it's still unwritten, and yet the sun here is the clarifying to it. Okay, the sun is the clarification to the abundance and the fulfillment that is waiting for you, that is within this future. Okay. Now, there was a ridiculous amount of tarot cards that were pulled for this. And even though I am doing this again, I'm still not putting these tarot cards back because these tarot cards all play together so importantly, okay? The first one was the Nine of Wands, okay? This is the ending of a cycle, okay? It's the completion. It's the wholeness and the, this kind of finish line to the cycles and the lessons that you have been learning. Okay, to the things that you have overcome. Maybe it's a lifetime of things, but maybe it's also just recent things that have really come up in the last, kind of month of July for you. And within these, this trio of lunar eclipses. Maybe I'm kind of feeling that this energy, this Nine of Wands, is very much directly linked to that cycle here. Okay, and this Nine of Wands is talking about overcoming those cycles, acknowledging those lessons for the wisdom that they now give you. Okay, standing here, torch on fire, lessons in hand, ready to go forward, knowing that who you are is very strong, knowing that what you have come through has been a lifetime of lessons, but that they served, they served a purpose. The moon was behind that. You see, it's this understanding and this need and this knowing that spirit, the higher, has been working within the realms and the shadows for so long. And I know that that's a very hard thing sometimes for us to all see and understand. But you see this moon card? I absolutely love how this girl is just sinking into the depths of the understanding. Okay, sinking into the depths, into the moonlight, and just trusting spirit, knowing that what is for her is going to be coming, and she's at peace with it. Okay, and that is very much, as this kind of ending of July and these last few weeks is coming, I really feel like this is just, that acknowledgement of being like strong within where you are, okay, knowing that you have overcome and here you are. It's the acknowledgement that spirit has been, working within the realms. Spirit has worked within the shadows. The Fool is behind the moon, and it's, saying that here you are, ready to start this adventure, ready to take the leap of faith, whatever that may be in your situation. Each of that is going to be different, but this is very spiritual. Okay, this is very much the balance of your life. And this Fool card is just saying you acknowledge the need to go forward here in a new direction. You acknowledge the need here to really put the faith into the spirit, and to follow the moon's calling and to begin that cycle there. The Ten of Cups was behind that. You see, as you embrace this new phase, sorry, Tanner's just leaving, so I'm gonna try to speak louder, but his truck might be a little loud. As you embrace this new beginning, as you embrace this new, that Fool stage, the Ten of Cups followed that. And that is the emotional fulfillment behind this. You see the stage that you are beginning now, you know, this new cycle that you are following spirit and going, you know, and going into. That is one that is going to bring you a whole crap ton of emotional fulfillment, okay? It takes this time of reflection. It does take the Hermit, okay? And the Hermit came after that Ten of Cups because in order to really appreciate the Ten of Cups, one must reflect inwards. One must really acknowledge your light. Acknowledge the light and that trail, you know, this personal trail to lead you to your own place. Okay, this phase, this acknowledgement, this place of peace with you in spirit is very important to just embracing the fullness that is around you, embracing the newness, embracing the blessings, embracing the abundance, okay? It does take that place of reflection, okay? It takes that place of knowing, it takes that place of understanding, okay? The Emperor was behind that Hermit, and that's that place of understanding, that's that place of knowing, okay? The ability to be able to see life for just what it is. The Emperor is somebody who can sit back and see here, see a spirit kind of like comes in with this little beautiful wisp of light here. And the Emperor just, he's strong and knowledgeable and knowing within his life, okay? He's confident that where he is for a purpose, okay? It's for a plan, it's for a reason, okay? The Emperor also has the ability to be able to see beyond the blockages, okay? He's someone who can sit and trust spirit. And that's very much what this whole line is pretty much saying for you. And yes, it's a long line, but it's each of those play very naturally into the next, you see? Because there's been these blockages. And I want you to take a very close look at this card because these blockages here, see the crows? See how spirit is untying her? All that is blind, all that is actually blocking her is her inability to see now. She's still blindfolded. But spirit has removed the ropes. Spirit has removed the ties. She, herself, can remove the blindfold now. Okay? And this is very much what this is asking you to do. Sit with yourself. Sit with spirit. Sit with that knowing, those lessons, that wisdom that you have acquired through this process. Okay? And then move yourself past this blockage way. Allow the change to take place, the Wheel of Fortune. Allow the change to actually come. It's time for change. You know, that is what these last few weeks are really going to be looking like. And that time for change is, I really feel that whether or not you are going to align yourself to a higher or maybe not, you know, maybe I feel, you know, for some of you who could be cross-watching maybe for a fire sign, you know, it's going to be very much kind of like one or the other here. You know, it's either going to be this all-in kind of commitment to this change or not. You know, and fire signs, this is very much up to you here. You know, the power is very much within your hands and that future is still left to be written. Okay? It's still very cloudy here, right? The mirror. It's still very, you know, mysterious, I guess, you know, it's unseen. How you choose to align yourself through here is how, you know, that's going to play out, whether or not that sun is what follows the magician in the mirror or not, you know, and that sun isn't going to be something that's going to be very easy either, okay? That sun is not going to be an easy kind of just achievement. It's not just going to fall in your lap, okay? It's making the choice of all of these steps that must have to happen in order to achieve the sun. See what I'm saying there? Okay, so what must you be mindful of? This was the contract here. And I very much love this. This is kind of where it all punked out the last time. You see, in the contract here, I very much find to be this binding contract. Now, this can be talking about soul contracts. This can be talking about work contracts, some sort of legal contract, okay? It can be talking about marriages. It can be talking about divorces. It can be talking about a whole slew of things, okay? But I also find that this contract is kind of like your bondage to maybe a way of thinking or feeling, or maybe your bondage to a way that you think this has to happen, you know, because this girl is blindfolded. Like, she doesn't really have the option here. You know, she's holding the scales, but she's blindfolded. She's kind of like, I don't know, bound maybe to it. That's kind of how I feel about it. The tarot cards that came out for this was the Judgment, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Okay? The Judgment is talking about releasing. The Judgment is talking about that like peaceful kind of feeling, that happiness, that jubilee that kind of comes with releasing over the hardships. Okay, when the energy is talking about contracts, I really feel that Judgment here is discussing the releasing of you handing over that contract, the burdens of those contracts, the bondage of that contract. Okay, because sometimes I feel though, as though our contracts that we may have, you know, our soul contracts that we may have with others in this life can sometimes be very burdening, you know, and sometimes they hold a lot of, power over us, you know, and that can be talking about just like emotional kind of power, you know. It can be talking about certain powers within our lives and how they kind of all, you know, intertwine and kind of reflect to each other. But I really strongly feel like this is very much talking about contracts of the soul, okay, contracts of the mind, contracts of the heart, okay. And I feel that this Judgment and then this Ten of Swords is saying that those contracts are never yours to have to carry. Those burdens are never yours to have to carry. They're not. Because no matter what our burdens in life are, no matter what our contracts are, no matter what we feel bound to, those are things we take to the higher. Those are things we take to the Lord, whoever that is to you, okay? But those are things that we take to the higher and we release them. You know, this is how I feel burdened by this contract. This is something, you know, that my soul feels stuck to here, or that my soul feels though as it, you know, that it must carry this burden. Okay, but even within those contracts, they're not meant to be burdens that we must carry. They're meant to be lessons, but not burdens. You see, in releasing them to the higher, allowing yourself to just hand over those lessons and those contracts to the Lord, to lay them at the foot of the cross and be like, this is just heavy for me to carry. You release yourself from the actual burden of that contract. Okay? The Ten of Swords behind that. You know, there's the need here to cut the bullshit. That's what the Ten of Swords is saying. You know, in some other decks, the Ten of Swords is often very gruesome. You know, it's been stabbed multiple times, and here it's very peaceful. Because here it's just following the geese forward. Here it's walking away from the darkness. Understanding that no matter what that contract was to you, that you need to release it. And then you need to walk forward into the light. So maybe releasing it isn't something that, you know, you're going to wake up every day and feel like, oh, I feel brand new from this. No, maybe it's something that every day you need to wake up and you need to be like, Lord, help me to release this. Because every day you need to wake up and you need to walk through the sands a little bit further, right? I had a really good friend to tell me say something to me the other week. Actually, it was on the full moon. And she's like, she had made mention about looking in the rear view mirror. You know, and when you look in the rear view mirror, there's that little sticker at the bottom, and it says, you know, objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. Okay? And sometimes when we look in the rear view mirror, there are things behind us that seem very fresh, very close behind us. Okay? And that happens. You know, that does. I mean, things just don't go behind you and then miles behind you. No. Sometimes those things are still, when we look in the rear view mirror, they're still fresh there. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that we drive focusing on the rear view mirror. You change your eyesight and you focus back on the road in front of you. Okay, and if this contract is something, guys, that you are feeling stuck to, or that you're feeling like you're just having a hard time walking away from, it's something that you must wake up every day and release over to the higher. Okay, it's something that you must release again and again and again, and know that you must go forward from this. You see, the Seven of Swords was behind all of these, because this has been a dark situation of some sort. Okay, there's been some sort of dark shadiness to it. You know, and the moon is bright in this picture because no matter the shady business that happens, the spirit and the higher are always watching. Okay, that karma never goes unnoticed. These things never go unnoticed. You know, this person here, sword in hand, has stolen the crows, has stolen the feathers from these crows, from spirit. You know, and when somebody does wrong to you, they do wrong to the Lord. Because you are one of the Lord's. You are one of his, of his children. We all are. So when somebody does something wrong to you, that is being done to the higher. Okay? That shady business is always like, that's how karma works, right? No matter the shady business of this contract, no matter the hurt, no matter the darkness, no matter what it has been, there is the need here to release it. And whether that is a one-time release or whether that is a constant release and a constant movement forward until, you know, you move past this, okay? This is needed. This contract is not to burden you, it was to teach you. Moving on. What will things look like coming out of July? The thinking woman. Okay? Here is this new place. Here is this new, look at here. She's green. These are yellow roses over here. That's newness. That's excitement. That's beginning. That's happiness. There's butterflies. There's change. There's transformation. There's, you know, the green for the growth and the prosperity. There's purple in her hair for, you know, abundance and knowledge. Like, there is just so much happening in this. Because this woman going forward, she is moving towards enlightenment. Okay? She's not circling back in old patterns. Here she is aligning herself to a higher kind of road, higher intentions, okay? To that enlightenment. Let's clarify this. Thinking woman. Well, the devil, the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Swords came out here. You see, because this thinking woman she is aligning herself. That's why the stairway is there. Because she's moving herself from the low vibration energy. She's moving herself from this place of toxic low vibration energy. That's what the devil energy is. It's deceit, okay? It's low vibration energy that doesn't really serve much purpose in your life, okay? It's something that is maybe binding. It's an addiction of some sort. It's a repeat pattern, okay? But it's this acknowledgement that it's time to move forward from this. You see the Queen of Cups followed that devil energy. And the Queen of Cups is somebody who is so stinking solid. She's so intuitive. She's at peace. She's very high priestess. She knows that that power is within her hands. She knows that the peace within her soul creates the power in which she can manifest the things in her life that she wants to manifest. Okay? She knows that this low vibration energy is just low vibration energy. Okay? She knows that it's something that the vibrations within her she can change. Because you can. We can all shift the vibrations of our souls. It's not an easy process. It's not something you just sit down and you're like, oh, I'm going to switch this switch. No. But she knows that she can overcome this. She knows that within this place of peace, she can overcome the darkness. You see the Nine of Swords even came after that. There's been a lot of late nights here. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations and things that have kept you up, burdens that have just, you know, suffocated you. You know, made you feel depleted, made you feel unable to move forward here, okay? Things that have honestly probably haunted you for a long time. But all that is low vibration energy. And as you go forward through this month, as you leave this month, it's the acknowledgement that you can move past this. It's the acknowledgement and the steps of how to move past this, okay? It's that embracing of the magician in the mirror. Okay, it's that embracing of knowing that power is within your hands, and how you want to change your life here is all going to be on the actions and the intentions that you set forth from this place. Okay, what energies do you feed this? What are you putting the faith in? Are you feeding the low vibration energies, or are you feeding the Queen of Cups? Okay, this thinking woman is that way forward here. That thinking woman is that enlightenment forward here. So the energies of love and romance in your life right now. What's the garden and the gate? It's the knowing that where you are is good. Your garden is good. It's a beautiful garden. Maybe you feel safe within your garden. Okay, but it's that desire to see what's beyond the gate. It's that desire to know, that desire to welcome in, you know, the mountains and the fields and the hills and the beautifulness before you. Maybe there's been some part of you that you've just been so closed off to, you know, and it's not necessarily this could be very much talking about a new love, okay? It can be talking about really releasing the walls and kind of going forward here, but it doesn't have to be new love by any means, okay? It can be talking about the love that you have, you know, and maybe even, you know, sharing that next step, sharing that next involvement of who you are, where you want to see this whole thing going. You know, you as a team, you as a whole. You as a romantic partner. Too many. We're not taking that many again. Seven of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Knight of Wands at the bottom. And Knight of Swords. There is an Ace of Cups. And then the Lovers. I feel like for some of you who may be single, there's kind of two different actually sides to that too, because I feel for some of you who are single, this is going to be like almost like, is it safe to move into the next phase? You know, am I going to find something that's fulfilling out there? You know, almost like you've been jarred and, you know, shut out and, you know, things haven't really worked out, right? But it's that need to focus on yourself right now. It's that need to focus on the light that shines within inside of you, okay? That need to focus on your solar plex, the spiritual being that you are. Understanding that all these garbage, all this negative naysayer, hater bullshit that's happened down here, you know, people who have just maybe spewed negativity in your world, you know, because either they couldn't handle your light or whatever it was. Maybe they were just shitty, toxic people. That happens, okay? But this garden and this gate, this energy towards this love and romance is saying you just need to center in on yourself here. Focus on yourself. Focus on your light. Okay? Manifest the life that you want. That's why the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles came out behind that. Okay? Because it's the need to manifest the 3D realm. It's the need to manifest the actual 3D life that you want to create. Not just pentacles, not just, you know, worldly possessions, but the actual life you want to create. The family you want to create, you know. That comes with manifesting. You know, all those things come with the dreams and the hopes that you put out there. The things that you communicate to the universe. These are what I want. And the King and the Queen of Pentacles as a duo, as one human, you know, as one soul, when they combine themselves and they're speaking for one, it's somebody who acknowledges the fact that they have brought what they need in their life. They have manifested their 3D life around them, okay, by trusting and knowing in the higher, by trusting and following in the spiritual side of their lives, okay? By just knowing that, you know, that intuition, that those intentions that they have set forth for their lives have really brought forth that. Okay? Focus on your power, you know, focus on your light here. You know, and as a relationship as a whole, you know, as a relationship going forward here, maybe not even necessarily something new, it's about focusing still on that light within inside you so that you and your partner can go forward here, you know, so that you both can manifest what it is that you want to bring into your 3D lives. Things that are actually going to serve you for a wholesome purpose, you know, not just for the material aspects in your life, but for deeper, wholesome kind of family fulfilling purposes, okay? So energies around work and goals. All tied up in hostilities, right? All tied up in hostilities, okay? It's almost as though, you know, Spirit here with this all tied up. Yes, okay, you are tied and you are maybe bound to situations that maybe you know aren't for you, okay? But the moonlight is there because the moonlight is illuminating a way forward here for you. The moonlight is saying there is a way to free yourself. Transformation is needed. That's why those butterflies are there. But the hostilities is almost the defensiveness for the need to change. Now's not the right time, you know. Oh, maybe that's just not for me. I'm not even going to like that. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it's almost that defensiveness to being like, yes, I need to free myself here. Or yes, there's a change needed and something needs to happen towards it. But that defensiveness, that hostility towards that need to untie yourself is like, oh, you know, well, I'm bound here. I'm stuck here. This is where I just must be. You know, it's kind of like that victim kind of rule, right? That's not how that works. It's not, okay? You have the opportunity to change the situation. If you feel bound and tied, release yourself. Say no to the things that make you feel bound and tied. Yes, okay, sometimes that's easier to say like this than it actually is to do, but that still can be done. Okay, that defensiveness to the fact that you can't free yourself that's not serving you by any means. Clarify this all tied up in this hostilities. Spirit, can you help me clarify these energies? Thank you. The Empress. Okay, first off, at the bottom was the Five of Swords. Okay, that's just the tension, that's the confusion, that's not being able to maybe see the way forward here. Okay, maybe people have talked so much bullshit into your ears for so long that you can't actually, you are defensive to breaking free because it's almost like you don't think you can, See Spirit here? Spirit's trying to fill your head with all the positives. Yes, you can. Break free. This isn't for you. This isn't where you're supposed to be. Don't listen to their bullshit. Listen to mine. And Spirit doesn't speak bullshit. Listen to Spirit's truth. Ignore the bullshit of this guy back here. Okay? Three of Wands was behind that because there's a way forward here. There's a new way forward. You're being asked to go forward here. You're being asked to follow that spiritual guidance. You're being asked to listen to your hopes and your dreams and your creativity and actually follow them. Okay? Don't be defensive about that. The Empress, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. Here they are to clarify the fact that you feel all tied up and you're defensive towards the fact that you can release yourself. But the Empress is here to say, you have the power to manifest and create. See this moon up here? Spirit's saying, I'm in your corner, kid. Let's manifest and create this life that you want to create. The one that is within your boundaries, the one that is within the world that you want to actually live. Not one that you are living for somebody else. Not one that you are defensive about being a part of, or you are defensive because, you're just bound to it. No. One that you actually want to create. One that you actually want to manifest. One that sets you on fire. One that sparks your soul. One that creates and ignites the passion, okay? The wild child that you are. One that literally burns so fucking bright that you cannot not pay attention to it. You're just on fire, on a glow. And then the Knight of Swords behind that. It's a life that Spirit is literally pushing you towards, urging you, guiding you, saying, come on, kid. You're there. Free yourself. Stop living in the victim role. Okay? Stop this. Stop being defensive to freeing yourself. Just cut the shit. Release yourself from those chains. From those contracts. Release yourself from the things that are holding you back. And if you need to wake up every day and ask for this, release this every morning and every night, then do it. Do it and do it and do it again. Okay? Wake up ready to release those burdens. Wake up ready to free yourself from these silly chains. Okay? From these silly vines. Because the moonlight is showing you the way forward here. The moonlight is illuminating the butterfly that says just transform. Okay? Transform into the butterfly. And those will fall right off of you. Okay? You're bound because you're trapped in a life that isn't for you. You're trapped in a form of life that is not for you. And you're defensive towards it. You're defensive. Maybe you're defensive because you fought so hard to, and you think this is the way it has to be. Okay? It's not. Trust Spirit. Okay? There is a way forward here that you can manifest with Spirit that is going to really, truly set you on fire, that you are not going to feel defensive about, that you are not going to feel bound and trapped in. Okay? All right, let us see. So, we are going to pull one last oracle card to go forward and to embrace. We're going to pull from the ancestors, the angels and the ancestors deck. It's a new deck to me, I love it. Pulled from the spirit animal for the air signs, but I kind of was like just leaving it up to question on which deck I was going to pull from. Spirit just to kind of guide me on that one. So, angels and ancestors. Here's your oracle message here for our fire signs as we go forward. These last few weeks of July. Where's your oracle message? Thank you. charge with authority is on the bottom, the Lord. Oracle, actually, was the card that was pulled. Wait for important information. Oracle, wait for important information. Oracle, 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 oracle. Be open and receptive to information. Gather facts so that you can make a decision that is in line with your integrity. Angels, ancestors, and the universe are speaking to you at this time. So look and listen for important conversations, signs, and messages that will point you in the right direction. You're being guided to wait for more information before making any fast moves, because at the moment you are letting your wants get in the way of your needs. There is an opportunity for you to see everything clearly at this time, but you will only be able to do so if you are willing to truly open your eyes. If you have been waiting for further information about a choice you have to make or action you have to take, don't take matters into your own hands, but let what needs to be revealed be revealed. Then you'll know what to do next. Angels are supporting you. Trust them. Wow, what a beautiful card. Okay, so I'm going to pull one moon card here too for you. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. There's two. You and your loved ones are safe, and luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Well, fire signs. That's pretty much that, guys. What if it is really true that God is not judging? What if God is loving? Well, for some of you, I think you must really ask yourself that question. All right, fire signs, that's it. I will see you at the beginning of August. All the best in the last few weeks to come. Take care, guys. Bye now.